So, low budget filmmaking. Yes, it's low budget. Yeah, that's kind of rough. But also, let's say you're down, you're there, we're done. You're done.
You finished the movie.
Yeah, but then you're like, okay, I'm going to send it to a streaming service, right? Whoever, we use...
right now we're on Film Hub.
Right now we use Film Hub. It's an aggregator?
It's an aggregator.
Yeah, Film Hub's an aggregator. Super, super easy. They tell you everything you need. They give you the entire breakdown. And then when you turn everything in, you have a bunch of paperwork to fill out, right? Because they want to make sure that, you didn't steal anything and that everything is above board. So one of the things you need to do before that needs to be included in your production Bible are waiver and release forms.
Yes.
Waiver and release forms, and we also have separately talent release forms. Sorry, I'm covering up the important information. So these are all just completely. You can just find one on the internet, download it.
It's always best to have one for your own production. You're going to want to have a release form for everything. Everything's got to be under contract to some degree. Because you'd be surprised what comes and bites you in the butt. Lloyd Kaufman talks about it in his books. Yeah.
Actually, we finally reached the day where you can talk about that.
About Lloyd?
Yeah.
Oh.
We were saving it for this discussion.
Well, okay, so waivers and release forms. So, yeah, you want to get a waiver for your background actors, your lead actors, your supporting cast. You want to get for the location, for your crew, all this sort of stuff, okay? And one story that I never forget from one of Lloyd's books, he's got like 5 books, Make Your Own Damn Movie, that whole series. I want to say it was the movie Stuck on You. They filmed this baseball movie, this raunchy baseball comedy, and they had all when you go to a baseball game, there's a lot of people in the stands watching the game, cheering on, right? And one guy did not sign a background release form to have his image in the movie. And when the movie came out, he tried to sue Troma Entertainment. And they couldn't figure out what was going on. And they couldn't find him. They were like, who is this guy? Which one is it? And they couldn't.
They're pouring over the paperwork, yeah.
Right.
Because Michael Hers is a lawyer, and he's very, very stickler about that.
But eventually they found out who it was, and they were able to snip out a few of the frames that had this one person in there, so they didn't have to, get sued. But this guy was nefarious and was like, I'm not going to sign one, and then he tried to sue them. So when you sign a picture, so like Catalina's going to sign a release form, and then she's going to hold it, and then someone's going to take a picture of her holding that release form, so that you can match the face with the paperwork. And when you sell your movie to a distributor, these are what's called your deliverables. And the release forms are incredibly important to getting your film released, because a distributor will not distribute your film without making sure all your paperwork's in order on that front. And there's also other paperwork too, but when it comes to that, it is so important. You may think you and your homie are making a cool movie right now, and y'all are going to be friends forever, and then y'all have a falling out, and then your movie becomes successful, and your homie doesn't have any rights to it, or your ex-homie, and then next thing you know, someone's knocking on your door ready to serve you with papers. Thankfully, that's never happened to us, but we've heard stories, so just get the waiver signed. And if you're a producer, if you're an independent producer and you're thinking, I produced the movie, but I'm writing music for it. Why do I have to fill out a music release form if I'm a producer on the movie? Blah, blah, blah. I'm better than that. That's bull. Don't be that person. Sign the piece of paper that says that you release the music to production, even though you are a producer. Even though you are the one making sure the movie happens, it is your job to ensure that it goes far. And if your music release waiver is what's holding it up from being distributed, you're a bad producer. Ian. Sorry.
Yeah, because that wasn't like personal or anything. You were told not to work with that person. Okay. Also, listen to your friends when they tell you not to work with certain people.
Right.
Very important lesson. Okay, here's another waiver and release form from the torture. This was from all of our background. All of our background, they had to fill out the waiver and release forms. And that was a hassle because the background was like 30 people. It was like 30 people. So, having to make sure that everyone had their release forms was interesting. So, once again, more lists, release forms. They're important. We probably should have covered it in the first video, but
right.
Release forms.
And release forms are just as important as contracts with an investor or a producer or anything like that. Just because these people are flipping their own bill for the movie, or they wrote the script and they're flipping their own bill for the movie, there's still a lot of paperwork and agreements that need to be signed. And excuse me, handshake agreements only go so far until friendly suits begin to happen. But you don't want to get to that point. You want to make sure that all agreements are on paper and signed.
Sorry, the reason we're out here is because we had to do laundry on a different day, and we need a new washing machine. So that's why we are out here and not in our office, because the office is also the laundry room. And that's what that noise is.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
our house is
handshake. Yeah, handshake deal. Sometimes, and if someone doesn't want to sign, it might be a little bit of a red flag, because all this paperwork is just to save everyone. It's to make sure that everything is above board and everything is legal and everyone is on the same page. Because, like I mentioned earlier with that job I had, I've learned that people have completely different dictionaries. Like, even if you're using the same language, the exact same language, their definition of words might be different than your definition of words. So legal paperwork really helps just iron all that out. And it does seem weird, it seemed weird when we first started.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm sorry, you might feel like, oh, I don't trust you or something. It is not that at all. It is literally just business, safety for everyone involved. And I think I've explained that to people before, safety for everyone involved, because you want to be direct.
Yeah, honest, forward, and direct. But yeah, also, in the world of filmmaking, if you are nervous about asking your friends that are working on your projects to sign these release forms or waivers or contracts, don't be. They are your friends, and they will understand that this is your passion and that you were very serious about it. And, you have to practice these, you have to constantly try these practices out, before you get somewhere to a point where you're like, I'm dealing with a lot of money and some serious names. And because you've already spent so many years breaking down your own personal barriers of being scared of the release forms, it won't be an issue anymore. Everyone expects to sign paperwork. So.
Yep. And then that goes into part 9, binder tab type tabs. I don't know which binder you want to...
Well, I don't know. Each binder is different. I mean, to tell you the truth, I'm not happy with my tabs on any of them. Because it's constantly in flux.
So what, usually these are what, 2 inch, 1 inch?
Oh, well.
2 inches?
Well, these are about 2-inch binders, or about an inch binder.
Yeah.
They're only going to get bigger. This one's pretty skinny because you see there's no storyboards in this. But this was almost a 2-hour movie. Storyboards would require its own binder. I couldn't afford it. But this has, it got me through. And I made sure to tab everything out, so it was just quick find for me. And I saved everything, all my paperwork, all my little, just everything.
There's a map on the back.
Oh, I had a map on the back for quick access, for, just to show people.
Because we shot this in
Yantis. West Texas.
Yeah, west of us.
East Texas.
East of us.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was east, because I remember going past Rowlett.
Right, and this binder is a lot fatter because, Catalina and I, we had like 3 books each, I want to say, and then I consolidated them all into a binder after we finished it because I liked having a binder. And
so you just do the artwork on the front, and then on the side you wrote what the movie is.
The spine.
Yeah, on the spine. Sorry, directed by, written by, director of photography, starring, and then when we filmed it.
Yeah.
And then same thing on the inside. You have the tabs.
Yeah.
And usually what we were doing is script, call sheets.
Yeah.
It has all your different annotated scripts. This one has multiple versions of the script. This one has the storyboards, like he said. And this one's got headshots for our actors. Then there was that comic book that it was being made into.
Yeah.
So that way everything's easy to see and find.
Make your binder pretty. Make it fun because it's your binder and you're hanging out with it for several days. And you're going to be looking through this, studying these books, and you're going to be going, dang, I'm really, having a nice binder to keep with you on set while making a movie really helps you as a filmmaker. Not just be prepared, but you feel like a boss. I'm just saying, like, it's pretty cool, And then what I got? Oh, here, scripts. See, going back down to scripts. I keep my method there stays the same. And see, I would mark stuff out because I'd be on top of. I'd already know where I was going. Like, this is how I would just take my notes and be like, boom, I got it.
Yep. So that is how we make our production Bibles, what's in them, and what has been helping us on set over all these years.
Yeah.
This is stuff that's just kind of happened. Like when we first started with our first short films, we didn't have anything like that. We'd just be like, script go, and then we realized, okay, script go doesn't work very well. You'll miss a lot. You don't get what you want if you just go script go.
Right. You can't shoot now, think never. Can't do that.
Yeah. No, Ashley Williams.
Yeah.
Don't Ashley Williams it. Shoot now, think never. But what's funny is that if you think about it, like, there's no way that Sam Raimi, for example, would do that.
Yeah.
Script go. It just doesn't work.
Well,
it works in theory.
But also, you don't want to miss a shot, or a line of dialogue, or an insert of like someone picking up a book or a pen, or setting something down, like something important. You want to make sure you are checking all the boxes. You want to make sure you got totality, because when you wrap production and you go home and you're in your editing bay and you're cutting the movie together and you're like, oh dang, I really wish we got a shot of someone picking up that pen, it would have really helped clean a cut up, or a scene or something,
or whatever.
You want to make sure you know exactly what you want to get. That way, when you get exactly what you want, then you have room to experiment and play. But yeah, you want to make sure you get totality, and the best way to do it is by putting together a production Bible. And that's going to be the thing that helps you get through your production smoothly.
As smoothly as possible.
Yeah.
And stuff does happen. People get sick, or, people get in accidents, or not on set, hopefully, but whatever. For example, we did a commercial for our friend Vato Loco Tattoos, and the model that we had, she literally, like, the day of, an hour or two before, was like, oh, my dog is sick, I can't come in.
Oh, God.
And we were like, because we, planned the whole thing around her, and so we kept moving forward. It got done. Javier still likes it. He still shares it every now and then when it comes across his feed.
I remember.
So he's happy with it. We're not happy with it.
The actor that we ended up getting to replace her last minute, all she did was argue with me about the script. And I'm like, lady, this wasn't written for you, but if you don't want to be here, leave. But she didn't want to leave. But she did want to argue.
Yeah. Anyway, once again, back to stuff happens. But still, if you're prepared and you know what you want it to look like and you have an idea, and of course, everyone's ideas are completely different because, they're in our heads. So being able to sit down and go, this is what I want, and this is what you want. And then when you get there, you're going, okay, I know this is what I want. Even like The Torturer, we have lots of things that we could be nitpicky about. But, it's done. We filmed it in 5 days. We got mostly what we wanted, what we could afford out of it, because it was actually kind of a more expensive script than...
it was more expensive than meets the eye.
Yeah, actually. So if you watch it, you'll... We have commentaries on our website that you can watch along with it. I guess, maybe it's been long enough we could do a new commentary.
Maybe.
Where we're not like, this is so obvious to us, because time has now passed. But the point is to get the thing done and get it to where, get it to its home, because the feeling of getting it done, getting it into a home is awesome. And then you're like, I want to do it all again. And then you pick another project and you do it all again.
Right.
But yeah, getting it done part is actually really difficult, and a lot of people can't reach that finish line.
Yeah, we were told actually, what was it? We had an event last Tuesday for Death World. For Death World, and I want to say about 3 or 4 of the people, our cast and crew that showed up, all made the same comment that Little Spark Films is the only team around that's making things come to fruition. And I'm not trying to dog on anyone here. I'm just saying, that's what was said to us. And yeah, you want to get your project finished because it felt really good hearing that. And I'm sure y'all would like to hear that as well, that y'all are capable of getting your project finished and released.
Because it's really difficult. And, to be super hippy-dippy about it or whatever, movies are miracles. A lot more respect, should be put onto, short films, independent films. We've watched a ton of independent films that they're just so impressive, and it stinks as these people, they don't have as big of a budget or whatever than other things. But if you trust that your movie will get in front of the right audience, you just keep moving forward because you want to keep making art.
Yep.
Okay, sorry. I think I tried to wrap up 20 minutes ago at this point.
Me too. We like movies.
Ramble a lot. Yeah, we like movies. So that, I guess, ends our pre-production Bible production Bible series. We've gone through everything that we wrote down. If anyone has any questions, let us know in the comments. We also think that we were going to talk more separately about, and let us know if you like these ideas, casting / auditioning, crew calls, locations, insurance, accounting, payroll, deal memos, purchasing food, prep time, which is for your SFX people. So let us know if any of that works for you as well.
What's funny with prep time, give your SFX people prep time.
Maybe
that
what
video's
we should
done
do,
now.
Yeah, no. What we'll do is we'll have Matt come over next time Matt is over. Our SFX person, we'll have him ramble about it because he will ramble about it.
Oh man,
we only hang around. We only hang around ramblers, which is weird because you'd think that we wouldn't get along, but we do. Okay, I actually have to go get ready for work.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye.